So for this lesson, I'm going to show you how to solve word problems where you have to add fractions. The approach we're going to take with this lesson is to show you the steps that you have to follow, that you should follow, or that are best for you to follow when you want to solve word problems that require you to add fractions. And then after we show you the steps, then we'll go ahead and walk through some problems together to apply those steps. So here are the steps that we're going to follow. The first thing you want to always do is to read through the problem carefully so you can identify unknown quantities. You should also be able to identify the quantities that are known. Now we're looking for some keywords. There are lots of different keywords that lead you to the thought of addition, where you may see the word add, sum, total, all together, in all, plus, both, combined, in all, also, joined. So these are the kind of keywords you're looking for. And then after you identify the keyword, then you can set up your equation. And then sometimes you can actually set up the equation using words. And then we can plug in numbers in place of the words and then solve the equation. So let's go ahead and put this to practice. So we're going to read the question carefully. So a teacher gives 1/8 of her box of chocolates to Martha and 2/8 of the box of chocolates to Sam. How much of the chocolate does she give away? So how much does she give away? She has, so let's say Sam has 2/8 of the box, and then Martha has 1/8 of the box of chocolates. So what are we trying to find out here? We're trying to find out how much chocolate she gave away. So let's look at the way we're going to do this. I'm going to write a word equation. So how much chocolate given away? So I'll say chocolate given away, I'm going to put away right here, is equal to chocolate given to Sam plus chocolate given to Martha. So now, what do we do here? So we've first of all identified what we're trying to find out. We have been able to identify what we have, and now we're writing a word sentence for this question. And the next step we're going to do here is to replace the words or the parts of the sentence, the equation that has words with actual numbers. So we're still looking for the amount of chocolate given away. So we know that how much was given to Sam. We know 2/8 was given to Sam. And how much was given to Martha? 1/8 was given to Martha. So 2/8 plus 1/8. And now we're going to do our fractional addition. So remember, whenever you're adding fractions, your denominators must be the same. In this case, we're already there. So we have 8. And then we can add the numerators, 2 plus 1. So this is going to give us 3/8. So the teacher gave out 3/8 of the box of chocolates. Let's try another example. So Marianne went for a bike ride. She rode 217 miles on Monday, all right, and 4/7 miles on Tuesday. How many miles did she ride on both days? So let's look at Monday. We need to know. Monday she had 2/1/7 miles. And then Tuesday she had 4/7 miles. So now we're trying to find out how many did she ride on both days. How many total miles did she ride on both days? So we're going to look at that as an addition because we're trying to find out how many miles she rode on the first day and the second day. So there's going to be an addition. So now, what do? We're going to come up with our word equation. So total miles is going to be miles on Monday plus the miles on Tuesday. So now that we've done this, we're going to replace these words with actual numbers. So the miles on Monday is 2/1/7 plus the miles on Tuesday is 4/4/7. So now we're going to add these numbers together. So we are going to start by adding the whole number. So we have 2 plus 4 gives us 6. Now let's go ahead and look at the fractions. We have a common denominator of 7, so we put 7 right here, and then we can add the numerators, 1 plus 4. So this is going to give you 6/5/7 miles on both days. So this is the total number of miles that she would have traveled on both days. Our question here is, Allison is trying to make a coffee cake and a pineapple cake. For the coffee cake, she needs 4 3/4 of a cup of flour and then 2 1/3 cups of flour for the pineapple cake. How much flour will she need to make the cakes? How much flour will she need to make the cake? So what do we know here? We know that a coffee cake requires 4 3/4 cups of flour. We also know that pineapple cake will require 2 1/3 cups of flour. So we want to find out how much flour she needs to make both cakes. So what she's going to need is amount of flour let's correct that. Amount of flour is going to be flour for coffee cake plus flour for pineapple cake. All right, so now we're going to replace each of these terms or words with numbers. So coffee cake is 4 3/4 and pineapple cake is 2 1/3. So just looking at these fractions, what I can see here is we have very different denominators. So what we're going to do now is rewrite each of these fractions so that they have the same denominator. So I have 4 and 3 here. So what I'm going to use for my common denominator is 12. So what we're going to now have is 3/4. We're going to convert this to a new fraction or an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 12. So we have 4 multiplied by 3. We have 3 multiplied by 3. So this is going to give you 9/12. And then we have 1/3. We're going to multiply 3 by 4. And so we multiply 1 by 4. This is going to give you 4/12. So the other option you could have gone through also is to first convert both of them to improper fractions, add them together, and then convert them back to mixed numbers. That's an option. We'll just go with this option for now. I have some other lessons that cover those extensively. So what we're going to do now is we have 4 9/12 plus 2 4/12. The first thing we're going to do in this case is to add up the whole numbers. 4 plus 2, we have 6. Now we have a common denominator of 12. So that's going to give us the ability to add the numerators together. So this is going to give us 6/13/12. Now what you're going to see here is, I want to show you this, 6/13/12 is the same as 6 plus 13/12. So now we're going to go ahead and find out what 13 over 12 is when you convert that to a mixed number. So 13 divided by 12, we have 1 here. 1 multiplied by 12, we have 12, and there's a remainder of 1. So 13 over 12 is going to be, this is 6 plus 1 whole number here. 1 is our remainder, we're dividing by 12. So this is going to give you 7, 6 plus 1, 7, 1 over 12 cups of flour. Cups of flour. Our final example. Manuel fills 9/16 of a bucket with water and Richard fills 4/5 of a bucket with water. How much water do they have together? Take note of that, together. That already tells you that you're going to be doing some addition. So let's look at Manuel. How much water? We have 9/16 of a bucket. And then Richard has 4/5 of a bucket. So what is our word sentence? Our word sentence is total amount of water. Total amount of water is going to be Manuel's, I'm going to just say Manuel's water plus Richard's water. Okay. So now we're going to, so this is our word sentence, word equation. And then we're going to replace these words here that with the numbers or the values that represent them. So Manuel's water is 9/16, and then Richard's water is 4/5. So now we have different denominators. So we need to come up with a common denominator here, and that's going to give you, generally, until you become very good with least common multiple, you can multiply the denominators, especially when you have a prime number and a non-prime number, a composite number. It's safe to just multiply, and you do that if the prime number and the composite number have no relationship. So in this case, you can see that they have no relationship. They are not multiples or factors of each other. So now we're going to multiply 16 by 5. 16 multiplied by 5. I have 6 multiplied by 5. We have 30. We're going to write 0, bring 3 up here. 1 multiplied by 5. We have 5 plus 3. We have 8. So 80 is going to be our common denominator. And so therefore, what we're going to do is we're going to rewrite each of these fractions so we have a common denominator of 80. So 9/16, we're going to multiply 16 by 5, and we multiply 9 by 5. So this is going to give us 45/80. Then we're also going to convert 4/5. We're going to multiply 5 by 16, and then also 4 by 16. So this is going to give us 64/80. So now our new fraction is going to be 45/80 plus 64/80. So let's go ahead and add 45 and 64. 45 and 64, 5 plus 4, 9, 4 plus 6, 10. So this is going to give us 80. Because we have a common denominator, we can add the numerators. This is going to give us 109/80. And now we're going to convert 109/80 to a mixed number. 109 divided by 80. You should get just one group of 80 and 109. So we can subtract 1 multiplied by 80 is 80. 9 minus 0, we have 9. 10 minus 8, we have 2. So this is going to give you 129/80 buckets of water. Buckets of water. So together, Manuel and Richard have 129/80 buckets of water.